Okay, long play game, 45-15. Let's capture. Let's capture again. Capture again. We've gone for the extreme. Yeah. So they do this on purpose, so they've got all this space here, and we haven't developed any of our pieces. So if you're mindful of that, then you can proceed. So we've got to look to try and protect. This is the... Oh, that's what they're supposed to do with the queen. So that might have delayed them a little bit. So let's just bring this bishop here. Might take a long time over the next move, thinking, oh, we're supposed to move the queen down here to put the pressure on this. If you just realised. Now they're coming for the b pawn. But also if they do take, then they will be getting the pawn and they'll be in front of the queen king type situation. We're +2 at the minute, but they're just going to grab the pawns back. We can just simply do this, let them do, excuse me, let them take the bishop and the pawn and get it back. What do we want to do? Do we just let them take the b pawn instead? Or do we actually bring the queen to defend? Not there though, because the bishop's there. We bring the queen up to defend. Queen comes down and takes. Nothing's protecting the rook, so that's the danger zone. Developing the knight, but then the queen takes the pawn. The knight's got no protection. Queen comes up to defend, but then the rook doesn't have any defense. Which one would you do? I'm going to go with giving them the pawns back. Yep, at least one pawn for now. Well, captures, queen takes, queen comes here. Don't know what they're going to do at that point. Yep, so takes. Bring the queen here. Do they take or do they get a little bit arty? And yeah, they're getting a bit arty, attacking the knight. Rook, sorry. So now we can push this pawn onto the queen, supported by the knight, winning us a bit of tempo. And again, small piece attacking, just at this dark square bishop does have this little situation going here. So we'll just bring the queen here and attack the queen and capture at this point. So they're moving really fast now because I think they're a little bit upset. We're still +1, so they're going to be scrabbling to get that pawn back. Our king's not castle, but we're going to class that as a castle. May want to do this one because the knight's going to be coming in and putting checks on. Hunting the situation down, they're moving dead quick out there. Where is he going? Bring the knight up. Try and get the pieces out. He's still jumping around with the knight really quick. And like we've said before, when players start dancing around with the knights really quickly, just take a moment's pause and really, I'm taking a look now at what are the possibilities for that knight. It is possible to block them off. It's just, it really does look very artificial when you see one knight dancing around the whole of the board. So it's attacking this pawn, probably looking to put a 2-on-1 here. Bishop is protecting at the minute. So we do have time to bring the knight here, maybe to get it to here. Not too sure. Rooks are looking maybe to put some 2-on-1s. Doesn't really have a check on the king other than the fact that something could come and support. If we did push, then this pawn could be pushing onto the knight. Maybe just bring the bishop out, so we're opening up the rook. I'm going to bring the bishop out, open up the rook. Alright, so it wasn't too dangerous, I don't think. Hit the knight then and see what he wants to do. Okay, oh, I'm going to have to take with the king. Looks like they've gone a bit crazy. A long play game. So this is going to get a fork here, isn't it? Going to have to give up the bishop. Going to move the king. Yeah, take that moment's pause. This person looks like they've left the game. I think that was a key one, a good example for the dancing knight against the dancing knights. Take that moment and just have a look really at what it's trying to do, because all the other pieces weren't working together with it, but it was darting around like crazy. And if you don't take that time, it can shock and surprise you and just take pieces off the board or get crucial pieces like a rook or maybe a fork on a bishop, or you know, they're getting pieces for free somehow. So I think yeah, I enjoyed that. Although it was a 45-minute 15-second game, it went a little bit quick. So I think we'll jump in and play another one. Yeah. Oh, we're on. Not. This person's not starting. Let's go again. Probably the last person we played. But yeah, it's the last person. You can tell. So I'm going to change it up a bit so that I'm going to put 60 minutes with a 10-second. Then we won't get to that person. 60-10. Off we go. Let's capture. Early parts can be fairly quick because we know where we're going, we know the pathway, we know the patterns. The knight here. So playing if it's a training game, this is not a training game. If it's a training game, yeah, you can practice different patterns and ideas and responses. So we're just playing a proper game in our heads. So we're sticking with what we know until it changes. Going to bait the pawn down. He can double the pawns if he wants. Yep, happy with that. Let's go here. Just X-ray through to the queen. And castle. We have inroads into the B file. It's attacking the A pawn. It's also attacking the C pawn. So the queen is going greedy munching on the other side of the board. Point to note. What we tend to do in this situation is take pieces off the board. I'm going to take one. It feels right because their queen is going to be on the other side of the board. Let's just get maneuvering. Whichever pawn he takes, don't really care. Let's attack the knight. Totally ignore what they're doing. Come back for the pawn, greedy munch. Let's take here. Pawn takes, it's opening up his king. That's nice for us. I'm going to bring the bishop here and look to get the queen here whilst he's busy greedy munching the other pawn. Bring the queen here. There's another pawn that you can take as well. Making space for the king, which is okay. Take with the check. It's going to escape to this point here. we believe. Okay, the bishop can come here at some point. So if we went, excuse me, if we went check, he comes here, then probably going to move out of the way. So we're not going to get time to come back and attack, because he can move out of the way, can't he? Well, we'll go for it anyway, and then we'll come back. He's got anything about him, he's going to be shifting the king out of the way. Let's attack. Oh, and the rook can defend. We don't have a dark square bishop. I'm going to take this pawn. Yep, so the greedy munching queen has hopefully given them a bad position on the board. No protection for the king. How do we get in? I don't know. It feels nice, but you know. So the queen's coming back again, trying to support the queen and the bishop. Got 2-on-1. Is he really protected? I mean, no. Oh yes, yes. I see where they're going. Going for a check on the king. See it, I see it. But if he does that, we just put a check here and just checkmate. So let them continue with that movement. Push this pawn. They'll be pushing this to give us something to think about. One of those positions where you feel you should be winning because their king's not going anywhere in a sense, but the dancing queen, look at them, just all up and down, all up and down. Bishop's protecting this pawn. Why is he coming here? Just thinking we're going to take. Bring the rook here and try and get this up here, but then the queen just comes down and puts checks on. And does he have a repet of some sort? Come here, goes there. We push the pawn. And then it kind of stops there, doesn't it? Biscuit for a biscuit. Let's go. Basic chess. We have plenty of time. Oh no, the king is getting away. I didn't reckon on the king moving at all. Continue with the rook. I'm going to continue with the rook. Check, move. Yeah, check, move. Let's just wait to see what they're doing. We don't need to rush anything. Take some time. This rook comes to defend the pawn, bishop. Or does this one? With the queen. Ah, the check is on. Let's move. This rook comes to defend. Bishop takes. Bishop takes. Pawn is still protected by the queen. Thinking we're taking this. Bishop takes, then the queen comes and puts a check. Very arty. Very arty. Thumping or taking the pawn. This rook can take this pawn. This is passed actually. That's a dangerous pawn. Let's put this bishop away for a second. Just that. Issue I've got is why I'm focused on the bishop is that there's no longer the x-ray through to the king. So the pawn can take the bishop. I'm actually going to take the pawn. I know this is past. Yeah, it's got a few moves to go. Does the rook come and attack it? So he's going with that. What we said was we were looking to try and do this, but the king can take. That's the problem. That's the problem. Yeah, so I was thinking, well, if he takes and then the bishop takes, the queen can just sort of slide here. But it's not going to work like that. The king's going to take the bishop. So we just bring the bishop back again. Then they can actually hit our queen. The draw because we're going backwards and forwards. What's my queen doing? Could get the queens off the board. They do have a passer. And their rooks can come and defend. But I suppose we'll just take the bishop off the board. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, queen comes down, attacks the queen. Queen takes. Pawn takes. Rook comes to defend the pawn. No, it doesn't really, does it? Because the bishop is going to get taken. Oh, and our bishop will be getting taken as well. Ooh, that doesn't look good, does it? Well, that part looks good, but then obviously, boom, and then we have to take. Then they just take our bishop off the board. Oh no. We're going to have to throw that, what, 4 away. Don't want that. Can't get it because it's on a dark square. This pawn's got no protection. Queen comes here. There has to be something better. What about the rook? Oh, it can't come back because the king is on the rook. What magical pattern can we see? There must be something. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have. I'm thinking if I bring this now, I can just push the pawn in. Bishop's all trapped out of the situation. We're going to have 3 pieces on there, but he's got pieces on there as well, hasn't he? We come here, thinking we're getting the bishop. Rook takes, rook takes, rook takes. King's in front, so he can't do that, can he? Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Well, I think they're just going to keep pushing this pawn though. Yeah. I hope I'm not going to rule the day. I let this one slide down. Thinking if he goes, and if we take with the check on the king, doesn't have to do anything, can move his king out of the way. But if he did take with the rook, queen could actually take. Moved out of the way. It's moved out of the way. So there's no more of the. Oh no, there's only got 2 pieces protecting. So we could still, we can take. Because the downside for that position was that their king was second in command when it needed really to be last in command in terms of the captures. Let's see how it's going to pan out. We're going for the queen or we're going with the rook? I feel like going with the queen. They're thinking they're getting this pawn past, which is a bit scary. So I think I'm going to go with the queen. They're not wanting to exchange anything. Said not wanting to exchange anything. It's attacking the bishop. Do we have any checks on their king at all? It's on a dark square. We can get their rook off the board. He can't come and attack us. I think we can go for their rook. Got the check on the king. Move down. We don't have to take the rook. We can continue with the checks. So we found when we practice them exercises of putting the checks on, it's quite fruitful sometimes. Since position, checks, captures, threat, support, blocking, then back to position. So is that check going to improve my position? Don't really know where he's going to go. Can bounce up here again on the white square. That is, yeah, I mean, it's not going to go. Well, it could go there because I can't attack him. He's not coming down here. But he could go there to grab a pawn, but the bishop's protecting at the minute. Okay, let's break this down. Check. Can physically go here. Can go here. He can go here. Not go there. The free spots. Going down is when the queen takes. Imagine the queen will just look for the pawn, won't it? So maybe it goes to this square, which would, excuse me, that would be a more annoying square, I think, for us. But the queen can come and put a check here. Yeah, I think it's better putting the check on in this situation rather than taking the rook at the moment. It does go there. This leaves us with what we said, bringing the queen here with the check on. So you can't go here. Only spot is here. The rook could come down and get the queen off the board, couldn't it? Yep. So we'll go with the check on the king. Then bring the rook here. Take the queen off. And we're still on their rook. Excellent. Yep, so that was a good example of the stuff we've been practicing recently. The purpose of not blundering to close properly gives a better focus for the answer to chess, for our answer to chess.